but it's a good story. We're in Atlanta. Matt's just finishing the 9th grade, and he's very unhappy with himself. He's too gawky, he's too heavy, and he's desperate to change. So Karen and I mulled over his quandary, and we decided to send him on a wilderness adventure tour over the summer. Off he went by himself to Jackson Hole to meet the rest of his group, none of whom he knew, and for the next 3 months, the group made their way west, hiking, whitewater rafting, and finishing off the trip by climbing to the summit of Mount Rainier in Washington, which happens to be the highest mountain peak in North America. Needless to say, Karen and I were a bit worried about the climb. It's not uncommon for many people not to make it back down. After a sleepless night, we gave him a thumbs up, and off he went. Out of the 20-plus hikers, only 4 made it to the top, including Matt, the youngest of them. Anyways, Matt makes it to the top of the mountain. He is carrying, this is important, he's carrying one of the hikers on his back. Or so he told me. What a glorious call we received from him. He was so proud of himself. He had pushed and pushed himself to the top, never stopping, never quitting, determined to succeed. I explained to him that this moment would act as a metaphor for his life. If he could overcome the challenges of getting to the summit under extreme conditions, then he would always be able to climb to the top in whatever he chose to do. And Matt got it, and he's never looked back since. P.S. The pudgy kid arrived home about a foot taller and 25 pounds lighter. Transformation. 2 years later, Karen and I sent Matt to Tibet for the summer. Not only to climb more mountains, but to bear witness to a Buddhist culture that was being destroyed by the Chinese. And he saw what was happening to the Tibetans and didn't like it at all. While there, he had an opportunity to circumnavigate Mount Kailash, one of the world's tallest peaks. He was accompanied by 2 young Tibetan children who communicated with him by holding his hands and pointing out things to him as they walked for hours and hours around the mountain, meditating as they were walking. This was, and continues to be, his most mystical experience of his life. Matt tells a great story about wandering the streets alone in Lhasa, which is the capital of Tibet, when he entered into a deserted shrine and crawled through an opening, coming face to face with a giant Buddha statue, and what happened to him when he confronted the Buddha. If any of you get the chance, ask him to tell you how his confrontation with the Buddha got him into Georgetown University. His experiences in both of these places has shaped him as a person, one who wants the adventure, and one who has empathy for the underdog. That's who my son is today. Bound and determined, focused on the straight and narrow, committed to taking adversity and making it into a success. Now, that sounds a lot like me. No, not really, no.
Oh, yes, it does.
So no, he inherited those characteristics from his mother, who has been instrumental in shaping him since he was old enough to walk and talk, which happened to be around 10 months old, but that's another story. How lucky he is to have her in his life. Karen and I are so very proud of how far he has come and how excited we are to be witness to his best and most exciting adventure yet, his marriage to Jordan, his true love of his life. Their future is a bright one. They have all the right ingredients for a huge success in life. So let's raise our glasses and have a toast to Matt. to our neighbors.